everyone. New year, new Megadrive pickup special. This one is going to be majorly kind of Capcom themed, and it's all Megadrive games as specified in the title, really, and all Japanese as well. Capcom hit a golden period in the 90s with these releases, and the Japanese version is just that little bit nicer. Here we go. First game I'm going to show you is, there we go, that's a Japanese version of Mercs, or Commando 2 as it's known also. Really nice kind of iconic artwork on the front of that. There's the back as well. Really good condition, this version that I picked up. There we go. Almost pretty goddamn new, to be honest. And as you'll see, lovely full colour manual, like most of these there we go, Japanese releases have got. Yeah, really impressed with the quality of this one. Wasn't expensive either. You can probably pick it up very easily for a tenner. And there we go. There's a few more advertisements for a few other games there. I really like these old advertisements for Japanese games. So yeah, that's the first game I'm going to show you. Next one is, there we go, Forgotten Worlds. The PAL version has got, it's kind of like a chopped down version of this artwork, but you get the full impact when it's kind of like a full screen, when it's the full cover size. Not a huge fan of this port, actually. It's technically very good, but they had to make concessions from the arcade game to actually get this to work on the Megadrive, and I think it suffers slightly from it because I really quite like the arcade version. So again, picked this up relatively cheaply. This is a replacement for a PAL copy. I basically I traded my PAL copy after I'd got this. I'm not going to do that with all the games. It's just yeah, as I said, Forgotten Worlds. I'm not the biggest fan. But again, manual is vastly superior to the PAL version. Lots of nice little bits of artwork in there as well. There we go. And that's why we buy these Japanese games. Again, more advertisements for other games in there. So yeah, another great Capcom game. I always wanted, there's a trilogy of Capcom games which I'll talk about later on in the video, and this is one of those games. Next one is a little game you might have heard of. It's called, there we go, Street Fighter 2 Plus Championship Edition. Never played the Megadrive version of this, so I'm looking forward to giving it a go. I was a SNES owner, kind of like back in the 16-bit era, and a lot of these Megadrive games kind of passed me by. So lovely artwork on this as well. It has to be said, better than the SNES versions, I think. Mind you saying that, yeah, maybe not better than the Japanese SNES release covers. I'll have to kind of have a look at that, really. Definitely better than the PAL ones anyway. Cartridge there, pretty nice. Again, absolutely immaculate condition. Really pleased with this. Back cover's a bit mucky like, but I can deal with that. So yeah, lots of lovely artwork on the inside as well. All the characters there, you might have heard of one or two of these. So yeah, I am really looking forward to giving this one a spin, just to see how it compares really. So yeah, I think it's one of the last kind of major Street Fighter conversions that I've added to the collection really. I've got, as I say, I've got the SNES version, I've got the PC Engine version that came out, which is bloody amazing. So yeah, good to have the Megadrive version. And last, but certainly not least, there we go, Ghouls N Ghosts. Been playing this for years, this port, but never actually owned a copy. And again, the Japanese version with really nice artwork on there. Yeah, demons in the background. That's one of the bosses actually there. Just absolutely gorgeous. Far nicer than the PAL version. What can I say? Again, very reasonably priced. It's one that's kind of, I think, it really fluctuates as well. Sometimes you can pick it really cheap. Sometimes it's quite, you know, moderately medium priced. So yeah, there's a cartridge. Again, good condition. There's a bit of fading on the spine there, but again, I can live with that. And a really nice manual. That's the actual map from the game. There's some of the characters, some of the bosses, and it is an absolutely amazing port. It really is. I love the soundtrack on this. Graphically, it's still really atmospheric, very cool game. Small bits of original artwork in there. There we go. Just really pleased to have this one in my collection, and again I'll talk about this in more detail in the next section. So there we go. Those are the 4 Capcom Megadrive pickups that I'm gonna take a look at. But yeah, in the next part I'll talk about these games and what they actually mean to me. Okay, as you'll have seen in part 1, 4 Capcom Megadrive games that I'm going to have a witter on about now. In one way or another I've been playing all these games over the years, but never either had them on a Japanese format or just on a cartridge format, to be honest, on the Megadrive. One of the games I haven't played is, there we go, Street Fighter 2 Plus. Championship Edition, whatever you want to call it. Actually, you've seen the kind of like lovely artwork. Blown away by this port. Was a huge kind of SNES fan, and didn't get Mega Drive till years later, so never played the Mega Drive port. But wow, graphically really good. Lots of features in there as well that weren't in the original SNES release. And runs at a right old pace. Very impressed with that port. You can pick it up quite cheap. I think I picked this up for about £10, an immaculate copy, including postage and packaging. You can pick up even, you know, far cheaper than that. So worthy addition to the collection. Next game I never really played that much, and it's there we go. Mercs, I believe it's the Wolf of the Battlefield, and really cool game. Was it Wolf of the Battlefield 2? Yeah, really cool game. Top-down shooter like Commando, and yeah, just loads going on. Plays really well. It's difficult without being frustrating. Lovely artwork on the case as well, and 2 modes on there: the Mega Drive mode and the arcade mode, which is you know, a part of the original arcade game. And both games play really differently, kind of really differently structured, and yeah, just a really, really cool game, and another one that you can pick up relatively cheap, so very, very welcome. Next two games I'm going to show you are, there we go, Forgotten Worlds, and there we go, Ghouls N Ghosts. Wow. Always wanted Strider and these two. I always saw them as a Capcom trilogy on the Megadrive, and as I say, recently picked up these two, and as I've witted on before, not a huge fan of this, but the Japanese artwork makes it super nice, and playing this again, it is better than I remember, but I still love the arcade game. It's really, really tough, but yeah, it's quite fair, and slightly enhanced from the arcade version. There's some omissions, but there are lots of kind of unique additions that only the Megadrive version has. And there we go, Ghouls N Ghosts. As well as being a completely and utterly immaculate Japanese version, great artwork on this one. The game itself is brilliant. It kind of greets me like an old friend. There's bits of this I can remember inside out, and having that Japanese port, it's just the the Japanese version's just amazing, and for a Mega Drive game, it's one of the best, I think. You'll all know what I'm talking about with Ghouls N Ghosts. A complete classic, really quite famous, and just an interesting difficulty level. Loads and loads of details in the graphics. Really, really playable. I just love the character, love the story. Just a great game, and just a great game to have in the collection. I mean, for years I liked Super Ghouls N Ghosts more than that, but the Mega Drive port is its equal. Might not have all the graphic bells and whistles of the SNES version, but it's still a really good looking game, and I know plenty of people that prefer the Mega Drive version to the Super Nintendo version, which I believe it. Well, it is a version with remade sprites, but for me, it's another sequel. It feels like a completely different game. So there we go. 4 great Japanese Mega Drive pickups, and there's plenty more Mega Drive stuff on the way. Quite a few shmups on the way. So that's it for this video. I will stick some gameplay on the end, but thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.